So if you're a pro real estate photographer, jumping from the Phantom 4 Pro probably won't make sense, especially as North America is going into the winter season. This having something new and sexy for the spring would probably make sense. So if they haven't come out with something new by then maybe pick it up, because it does have a more badass camera than the Phantom, and it's got some things that will potentially get the drone back home safe when and if shit happens, such as the multiple direction obstacle sensing. I personally don't use it that much because I get in close to stuff to get the best angle on what I'm shooting, and oftentimes that means getting really close, like a couple feet away from something, but really giving it the steely eyeballs to make sure that it's not getting sucked into a tree branch or whatever. But it is nice to, a lot of times you'll have to, when you'll be maneuvering around underneath it trying to get a shot of whatever you're shooting, and you got to kind of, sometimes your depth perception isn't that great straight under it, or straight, you can't exactly tell how far away you are. So having it there on screen, knowing that you can move another 4 feet or 3 feet to the left is nice. But the problem is it won't let you get closer than a certain number of feet. So you'd have to like turn it on to maneuver and to get into place, and then turn it off. At least that was my experience with the Phantom 4. And also, I kind of got in some trouble a couple times. Fortunately, I didn't crash, where the obstacle sensing, when you had it actually do stuff when it did sense things like keep you away from something, all of a sudden it like might sense that you're close to something, and then it would push itself away from it, and that almost made me crash a couple times into the other thing, to the other side of it, kind of a thing. So I also got it locked into a position one time where it couldn't go any direction, forward or back. I don't know how that happened, but I had to shut it off. Anyway, so reasons to upgrade to the Phantom 4 from the Phantom. Yeah, I mean, the quality of the work will probably be improved definitely on the camera. I think it might have some more manual settings you can tinker around with. Battery life seems about the same. It says 30 minutes, but I think the Phantom 4, they advertised 27, 28 minutes, and I averaged 22 minutes. And it all depends on how long you're keeping it up there too, in terms of safety. If you bring it back on 5%, you could get probably 28 minutes out of it. But if you want to bring it back with some safe time, which you're supposed to do, like with 15% battery life, then you're going to get 22 minutes or whatever. So on this one, maybe you'll get up to 24 minutes, 25 if you're running extreme. I think this 60 frames a second at 4K is better than the Phantom. So if you're doing some more action-based, higher speed, for real estate photography, probably not a factor. Maybe you can do your pans a little bit faster without getting the torn image look, So I mean, I can see how that would be nice. So if you do a lot of videos of real estate, that can definitely be nice. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll film something way slower than it needs to be. So effectively, if I'm at 4K at 30 frames per second, then I just move twice as slow, and I'm already getting 60 frames a second. I mean 60 frames over 2 seconds, but I can compress that in the editing program. But it has the negative effect if you're filming like a flag or some water's in the picture with waves on it. All of a sudden shit's moving faster than it normally does with the human eye, which looks fishy. So longer range, not really a factor. I don't use that. If it has like better penetration through like trees and stuff, I can see how that would be sweet. Again, camera quality, badass, good, definitely awesome. This keeps you from crashing. Remote controller with built-in screen. Now this is $300 extra on the DJI site. Amazon, you might be able to get it down for like maybe 200, 250 extra. But so I fly with an Oppo phone. It's a newer Chinese brand of phone. Basically, it looks exactly like the iPhone. It's a pretty strong phone, maybe a $400 phone or something like that. And it sometimes gets lag in it, especially after I take like a bracketed image, like where it pops off 5 shots of bracketed images. All of a sudden I just won't get any updates to the video screen. I can move the drone around and I can clearly see on the screen that nothing's happening different. My screen is frozen essentially, so it'll freeze up. So hopefully, I suppose I could spend more and get. I'm not even sure if that problem goes away with an iPad mini or an iPad, so I should try that out. But the other cool benefit of this is that if you forget your phone, or your phone's out of batteries, or you forget the little USB cable that plugs into your phone from the remote, that you wouldn't have that problem if you had this. Other benefits include it's brighter, supposedly. Other benefits, yeah. So that's all I have to say about that. Flight performance. Intelligent flight. So it's got the draw where you can draw your waypoints. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I just don't really use that. I pretty much just look at the screen, get into a position and of what I want to film, and hit record, and then do the maneuver. But yeah, so for real estate, I don't really, because you can't really, especially if there's trees around and stuff. If it's a home with no trees around it, then you can program it to do a circle around it, and yeah, I don't know. It's not really a compelling thing for me. Neither is Active Tracker Tap Fly. I mean, this is pretty cool here, how you're supposed to be able to. Yeah, I suppose again for real estate, you're not really going to use this. If you're filming a motorcycle commercial, okay, yeah. Filming an extreme sports video, yeah, could help you. But I still think that you're not going to get the type of, it's not going to track it that well in my experience to get what you want. This gesture mode is kind of cool. Basically, you wave your arms around and it'll take a picture of you. So you wave your arms around and then it counts down from 3 seconds after it detects that you wanted to do a photo with your hand gestures. So that gives you a few seconds to get into position for your photo. So in this situation, I guess this girl has the remote controller in her backpack turned off, because you wouldn't want to put the remote control in your backpack with it turned on, because the joysticks would get touched and be flying all around. If somebody else has the camera, then they're going to have you're going to get a much better photo if they take the picture. So maybe you put the remote control out of frame, and then you jump into the middle of the picture, and then you gesture and take a picture, and then you go and grab it again from out of frame. I guess that's kind of cool. Ultimately, this kind of a thing, this is what they need on the Mavic, because say you're going on a 20-minute hike with your dog and you want to film the scenery, and you launch the Mavic and you put that little tiny remote controller, you close it up and put it in your pocket, and you just walk, and the drone's just buzzing around behind you, following you, getting the scenery. And then if you're like, okay, I'm ready to take a picture, you whip around and give it a gesture and it snaps you. I think that's pretty sweet. But yeah, not really a real estate feature, is it? So anyway, that's my thoughts. The other thing here about this screen that I forgot to mention is it's 1080. So I guess now the drone transmits in 1080, so you get a crisper picture. I like that feature. So I'm not sure if that happens. Does that still transmit to your telephone in 1080? That'll be interesting. This is interesting here. It does, I guess it deals better with radio interference, allowing your video to stay more crisp and glitch free for longer distances through more noise in maybe, city environments. So that's it. I guess some comments on just how often Phantom releases new products. It's been like 8 months since the Phantom came out. Now they're on the Phantom Pro, and in the meantime the Mavic came out as well, although you can't actually get the thing to your house yet. It's pretty cool. I mean, people who don't have drones and they see their friends have one, and then they're like, I'm just going to hold out, and then a new one comes out with more features than their friends, and they're like, oh, I'm going to get it, and now I'm going to have a sweeter drone than my buddy. So it works in that way. And also people who, like myself, who have been using it and they're just not quite ready to upgrade. It's not quite enough features to upgrade. So you wait, whatever, a year, and then there is usable stuff. Unfortunately, this time it's just not quite, for me, usable enough stuff that I actually want to pay to upgrade it. But we'll see. We'll see come spring. If the price goes down and I can get rid of the Phantom 4 at a good price, then I might say I only lose $500 or $600 on upgrading to get a essentially better camera for the client. Then it's possible. But I think it would, at that point, I would just wait and for whatever comes out on the Phantom 5, when and if there is a Phantom 5.